So I'm with Sam Williamson, a digital and social media manager of Leicester Tigers and an expert in engagement, social media and messaging. He also hates the word expert, which is fine. So Sam, how are you doing?
Good. I'm very good. I'm subjected to a little bunker at the moment at work for some renovations. So excuse my Harry Potter under the stairs style background.
I think the bunker's great. So the first question really, and it's quite unique to sport, is in social media, but how do you engage with like fans already? You know, you've got this tribe, this community. How do you engage with them on social and keep them fans?
I think if you're talking about rugby specifically, obviously that's where I am at the moment with Leicester Tigers. Ultimately, you've got to remember that they are rugby fans. They are Leicester Tigers fans. And that sounds really simple and basic, but every single thing you do, whether it's about tickets, whether it's about a partner, whether it's about rugby, it's got to somehow be something they're going to be interested in. While you have partners who obviously have their own products and services to push, you've got to find a way to, for want of a better word, kind of Tigers-fy it, because otherwise they're not going to engage, one. And two, in a worst case, they're going to tune out and they're going to tune off and go away from your platform. So I think that's probably the biggest thing we try and do, is find a way that Leicester Tigers and rugby is at the forefront of every single thing we do.
Fantastic. I mean, a lot of people are trying to build a community, and it's interesting when you've got a community already, and you don't want to. Well, I guess you could build it more, but you really want to engage with them. So, what are the kind of subtle difference in terms of engagement? Because you're really, they must completely adore the team and really feel a part of something. How can social media help them to feel a part of something?
I think what it does is that, you go back 15, even 20 years, well before my time, most notably, but you go back that time and people loved going to fan days. People loved going to club events. So ultimately what social media is doing is allowing them to basically come into the training ground every day with the players. They're able to sit in the change room. They're able to be at the press conference. They're able to, on match day, see the players walk out of an area of the stadium that they're sitting above in the stands. So it's this idea of essentially opening the doors of the club to them every day. In 24/7, they can be around their favourite players, sitting next to them in the changing room, as I say, hearing from the coach, walking past them on Instagram story or Snapchat in the medical room. They're able to just feel part of it. Like you say, they are a community, they are a tribe, they're an audience, whatever the phrase that, as you say, experts want to use. That's essentially what you're allowing them to be, is just in the building with them. And that's something that sports fans 20 years ago weren't able to do.
It's really interesting. So social media, in a way, it's access, isn't it? It's access all areas, access all the time, not just on, not just the matches. But how do people, how engaging is that for an audience? Do they really respond to that? It sounds like they do.
Yeah, certainly. You've got to obviously sometimes play that long game too of what you can't show them, because you don't want to give too much away. In an ideal world, I'd have cameras on every corner, recording everything and streaming it 24/7. But I think the head coach might kill me because he wants to keep things secret. But I guess that's part of the aura too, that you tell them that they're getting something a bit different for following you. So in the old days, the season ticket holders and members got a special email or a special letter or, as I say, a special fan day. You've got to reward your followers. Now, I personally follow opposition teams that we have. So do they want to be rewarding me? Probably not. But they do respond. They really respond just to hearing from players and hearing their own names mentioned. There's nothing better than when a player talks about the fans or the supporters and what they mean. And that it's that personal connection. So while they are online, or they're probably avoiding doing some work by being on Instagram in their office, they're able to hear their favourite player, whether it be Ellis Genge or George Ford in rugby terms, say their name. It might not be personal, it might not be hi Sam, but it is that, hey fans, or how you doing? It's that simple thing that you're sitting there across the screen going, oh, he's talking to me. That's really cool.
Amazing. And it sounds like video is really important in this. It sounds, I mean, obviously you use video a lot, right?
Yeah, so we're even in the process now. We obviously had the impact of the pandemic, which meant there was less staff in the club, but we're in the process now of re-employing or re-recruiting staff, and that's probably more around targeting those people who are up to date in video and social media more than, you know, even I am. It's that younger generation who've grown up with a phone in their hand that haven't had to learn it in the job. They will come in and teach us about it, and certainly that's what you want to recruit. I think people who have a second nature for wanting to video and photograph things.
Interesting. Well, you probably heard the buzzer, Sam. That's 5 minutes. It goes super quick, doesn't it? But thank you so much. That's really, really interesting. I've learned a lot from that. So thank you.
No worries at all.